How are we doing, everybody? It is Okwesi from the Africans, and we've established, it's about the content, not my face. If you like Canadian and African soccer content, make sure you give subscribe, leave us a comment here. Make sure you give us a like. If you like it also, make sure you turn on notifications so you know when our next video will drop. A lot of interesting things have happened in Canada soccer over these last few weeks. Guess we're not on strike anymore, but a lot of cool things. We had the announcement of 2 matches in Australia, against Australia in September. That's 2 months after ConcacafW, which is what we're actually here to talk about. The ConcacafW, which preliminary squad was dropped. And we've seen some of the names that are interesting and some names which are like, you know what, that's good to have. So before we get into that, like I said, like, subscribe, but also I want to give a special shout out to wsoccer, who took the preliminary list and made it a lot more legible and readable. So, AC, I appreciate you, okay, because it makes this so much easier for us to digest, kind of talk about. So it's a 23-player squad that's going to be the final one, but this actually does open a few interesting conversations into now knowing the pool of players that are probably going to be picked from when it comes to friendly against the Korean Republic. So in goalkeeper, we have Sheridan, D'Angelo, McLeod, Karpenko, Kerr, and Prue. I'm not sure where we're going to put the X. I'm sorry if I messed up the name. I really should have a disclaimer every video where I say, I'm sorry that I did not get the names right. I do apologize. Defense, we have Buchanan, Lawrence, Gilles, Zdorsky, Riviere, Chapman, Carl, J. Rose, Yeka, Lavasau, Burns, St. George, Cathro, and Otti. Now, Burns, you may know, was on the U20 team. Otti on the U17 team. Karpenko was also on the goalkeepers, was on the U20 team. So we'll get to that in a little bit. In the midfield, we got Fleming, Scott, Quinn, Grosso, Pickett, Schmidt, Stratigakis. Aaron made me do it. Again, she'll get minutes. Stratigakis, I want to see what you can do. Small, Chang, Alidu, Listro, and Awujo. Again, we have some young players coming in from the U17 and U20s. Then in the attack, we have Becky, Sinclair, Rose, Prince, Leon, Haitama, Lacasse, Viens, Smith, Hellstrom, Maloof, and Pridham. I actually had to look up Pridham a bit because I wasn't familiar with her, but love it still. I love this list because at least gives us an idea. From this 44-player list, we're going to whittle it down. I could maybe see, maybe Bev decides to go down to maybe 27 to 30 for it, so maybe chop off a few names here. It's encouraging to see some of the U17s and the U20s be invited and brought in, especially Otti. I think Otti had a very good, in the U17s, Otti and Maloof both had a very good campaign there, defensively as well as pushing the ball up. Seeing Smith, Karpenko, seeing Awujo, seeing Small, Burns, seeing their inclusion in this PREM preliminary list is exciting and encouraging as well. I think some interesting factoids brought in. I think the youngest player, as stated by wsoccer, it is Rosa Maloof, I believe. Would have been the youngest one. I know there's a lot of hype. I want to see Rosa Maloof come up maybe at the U20 level to see what they can do there. I'm not sure what the availability will be for that. But no, this does give us a little bit of gives us an eye into what could be coming in terms of, players. And I like this list. I do, especially the inclusion there. I think, though, the interesting thing to look at would be taking a look at some of the players who are just past that youth level. And they're going to see players like Stratigakis there. A few, I'm not even going to say they're like numbers, but newer to the program players like Ali Du. But I don't know, I'm excited. I like this list. And this is a little lo-fi chilling on a Thursday. So if you are a fan of the XNT, yeah, we're going with XNT. Sinclair called them the XNT. So I'm like, bring them on with XNT from now on. Who do you like here? Who would you like to see, guys, coming up playing in the Korean friendly? That's happening on the 26th, I believe, of June. I might actually be going to that game. Fun facts. But who do you think makes it? I think the friendly roster is going to be made up of this Prem list. So probably, ideally, a 30-player pool would be nice. I don't know if that's doable, but 30-player pool would be ideal. And then from there, we'll that down to 23. But who do you think from this, outside of your typical ones? I think your goalkeepers are probably Sheridan, D'Angelo, and McLeod. But seeing Kerr and Karpenko there is intriguing for me. I'm wondering what they're able to do. I think Burns would be an interesting name to see. I think she was in the squad beforehand and was able to come through. But again, having players like Rose and Riviera available to you, I don't know if you need Burns, but I want to see her with the squad. I don't mind. I'd love to see it. In the midfield, man, the midfield and the attack are tough because who is really the player that you'd say, let's take this player out and put them in, right? Sink will play until she wants to stop playing. Same with Scott. So seeing that profile of players is interesting to see, especially seeing Chang in that list. I'm wondering who they bring from theirs. I'd like to see Stratigakis get some playing time, and I want to see some more from Ali as well. If Awujo is picked, that'd be also good to see. Small played well in her tournament as well. When it comes to the forwards, look, I've been on this train. I'm going to continue to be on this train. I'd like to see at the U20 level, I'd like to see at the U20 level, I'd like to see a front line of Smith and Maloof. I know it's asking for a lot, but I'm asking for it. It's not too hard. But in terms of the players there, let's look at this. I'm curious to see how Viens and Leon look. Leon had a good window against Nigeria, and there's a lot of talk in terms of where she can end up. But I'm really curious to see what those two players could do here. Leon and Viens. Those are my twos. And a low-key one to look at, Lacasse just needs more time with the squad. So in goal, I'm curious to see what those are my players I'm looking out for. You guys tell me, who are you looking out for? So again, goalkeepers, I got Karpenko and Kerr as my, let's see what they can do here. In defense, I'm going to go with Levasseur and Zoe Burns. I think having the time there definitely shows that maybe they have an opportunity to play a little bit more against another solid team. In the midfield, Stratigakis, hands down. But if we're going to add a second one, we're definitely going to say, I want to see how Chang's going to do. I think she's definitely had a good year. Let's see what she can do on the pitch. And in the attack, I'd like to see what Viens and Leon can do. Guys, let me know in the comments, who do you think can make the squad, and who do you want to see something from in the Korean friendly, guys? But from the Africans, just saying thank you so much for your time, and until next time, bye-bye for now.